understand something. Plain and simple. To me, Abigail was a delicious poison. An intoxicating, overwhelming poison. Yowie wowie! That felt good! Yowie wowie. Let me in.
That intro can only mean one thing. It means that we are back for another episode of Abby's Window, and obviously, I'm joined, as always, by the one and only Abby, Jodie Gilly. Jodie, how are you this evening?
Pretty under the weather, actually.
Yeah, you told me you were dealing with some stuff, so praying for you. I know everyone in the chat wishes you well too. So, but yeah, we get to spend an hour talking about a lot of stuff, a lot of possibilities, and some returns and that kind of stuff. So, we'll get there. But let me welcome in some folks real quick. Let's see, Chad Schrader, and that was sad news about Bob Saget yesterday. You know what? Chad asked the question, and we'll do this in a minute. How would we book Bob Saget in wrestling? Just a fun little way to pay tribute. So we'll get to that. Well, let's just go ahead and do that.
He did a thing with Roddy Piper, was it?
Yeah, he had a thing. He had a video with Roddy Piper, but would you book him as a manager?
Yeah.
I would too, like a foul mouth manager.
I don't know, because most of what I remember of Bob Saget was Full House, so I kind of see him as more of the
dad,
lovable father figure.
See, I've seen him the other way, so I see him as the foul mouth dad that that slips in some curses every now and again, and you have to be there to listen to it. But yeah, hey, it's sad, 65 years old, definitely gone too soon. And yeah, Full House and America's Funniest Home Videos.
I forgot about that.
He was the voice of the father in How I Met Your Mother.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of stuff. But like I said, I've also seen him do some of those other roles, and yeah, he was something else, that's for sure. But he would definitely be missed. KJ Carter, Jason Peace, James Grant, Corey, what's up, Corey? Dalton, what's up, Dalton? James Chadwick, Sean Suslowitz, Big Dan is in the house. Andrew, what's up, Andrew? Seven Fiend, Cheese Whiz 2, Alicia P, Robert Morris, Deanna. Good crowd so far. So thank you all for joining us. So yes, let's get to this. We obviously know that we have a return tonight. And I know people want to talk about the return. So Miss Bliss, I'm not gonna repeat, not gonna make the same mistakes here. But Miss Bliss is returning tonight. Are you excited about her return?
Yeah, I'm interested to see where this is going for her. We haven't really seen a whole lot of progression with her character. So, I'd like to see where it's going.
Do you think she has the same kind of gimmick coming back, or do you think she's changed at this point?
I think it'll be similar, since the picture she posted was of Playground Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be similar. It may be a tad darker. We'll see.
That would be interesting if she got even darker.
Yeah. We'll see if I stay awake through Raw. I'm trying.
Yeah. What's up, Shane Loki? Let's read a couple comments here. James Grant saying, I'm very interested. My guess is it's her return like Bray had. I think it's a more darker gimmick. Similar return, thinking Deanna. Big Dan saying, what if there's a new Alexa's Playground that introduced new puppets?
Yeah. I look at it this way. Even though Windham may or may not have wanted her part of the picture, she was. And the more she keeps in this character, I kind of start to look at it more as a tribute. So she's almost keeping Wyndham's memory alive. I don't know. That's how I've started to try to look at it. You know, that she just reminds us of how amazing Windham is and what a good, what a genius story writer he is. And I don't know. I kind of look at her as kind of paying homage to that.
Okay.
Keeping in this dark character. That's what I'm trying to do anyway.
Yeah, I got you. James saying, is she actually returning tonight or just a vignette or video package? I think they said return, but I'm not sure.
Let me look. I don't remember what her tweet was. Let me look. She put, "Dear Monday Night Raw, starting tonight, she's officially your problem now. Good luck."
Okay.
With a picture of the dark Alexa with the really black eyeshadow and stuff.
Okay.
With that picture.
There you go. All right. Well, Deanna brought it up. So we got to go here because, unless people haven't been paying attention to social media, which is probably the case. If you can do that right now,
good luck.
God bless you. God bless you, because wow. Yeah, I mean, my goodness. So the forbidden door right now is like wide open. It's no longer a forbidden door. It's more like a forbidden interstate at this point. So the first thing that happened was Mickie James, Impact's world Knockouts world champion, is going to be in the Royal Rumble. That's number one. Number two, and this, I thought I could feel Jodie's energy through the phone when I texted this on Saturday night. Impact had a pay-per-view on Saturday night, and there was an invasion by Ring of Honor, and one of those people was none other than Vincent. And they're talking about a surprise entrant into the Royal Rumble for the men, or number of entrants. So I gotta ask,
if Vincent enters the men's Royal Rumble, I think my brain would explode.
I think
the one thing I will say, now that people kind of have that knowledge of there being some kind of partnership with Impact, even if it's just for Mickie James, it's not a long time partnership thing. Whoever does enter the men's Royal Rumble from Impact, Ring of Honor, or wherever else, I think they should leave it a surprise.
Yes.
It was a good thing for them to announce Mickie James coming in, because obviously that creates a lot of buzz for Impact right before their pay-per-view. It brings up WWE's viewership too.
Mm-hmm.
Because now people are like, what does this mean? Does this mean that WWE is working with Impact? I think the first words out of my mouth was, did Vince have a stroke?
Yeah, that was yeah.
Because it's so not what we would expect him to do.
Right.
But then you also think, did he do it to really, really piss off Tony Khan?
Here's what I'm going to say about it, because I've been asked this question a couple times. What did I think of AEW and Impact's partnership? And here's what I would say to that. I thought that in terms of storylines, weaving some of those things in, I thought it was a good thing for both companies. I do not think, however, that AEW mentioned Impact enough on their programming.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's one of the big gripes that I have. For WWE to mention that the Impact Knockouts World Champion is going to be in their Rumble is a huge deal. Huge deal.
And I think Vince may have had a stroke or a psychological breakdown. I'm leaning more towards he had a psychological breakdown because this is not like him. I mean, obviously we don't know him, but from what we do know of Vince McMahon, he's very protective of WWE and he's kind of a snoot about it sometimes. You know, he seems a very, very, very stubborn person who doesn't want to taint anything. So the fact that now he's willing to work with another company, it's just not what we would expect Vince to do.
No,
it would definitely be something we would expect Triple H to do and control.
Yes.
But not really something I ever expected Vince to do. But I'm excited.
I mean, for sure. And I think, Vince might have seen how things played out with AEW, and he might have said, you know what, I can do that better. And I can bring up their viewership. I can do this for them. If they're really smart, they can take some of their underutilized talent and have them do stuff on Impact. And then you get that back and forth.
Kind of like an underground.
Exactly. Exactly. But
I mean, Vince is getting something out of the deal too. He's not doing it out of the goodness of his heart. But so who knows what that will be? Maybe one Mr. Windham Rotunda will sign with the Impact now.
Well, let's go there real quick because I think I sent you this text. What's up, big boy Dally? Been a long time. Hopefully you are well. Hope you are well. What if the appearance of Vincent is just the thing that brings Windham out? Working with Vincent, those two. What if that's the thing that brings him out?
Again, I think our minds would just explode. I mean, how long have me and you and Joe been, and pretty much almost everybody in the chat, want to see Bray or Windham in Impact? That was our first initial knee-jerk reaction. Like, okay, he's not with WWE now. Where should he go? Almost all of us said Impact. And now Impact's working with WWE. And if he does sign with Impact, that may allow him to tie up some loose ends that we all wanted to see, like Roman, like Randy, and payback for Alexa. And so, it sent my heart rate sky high because your mind just started to go in circles. You're like, oh my gosh, what could this mean with this? And he could do this, and then he could do this, and he could do this, and he could do this. Wow.
Now, I'm going to ask this question, and this just crossed my mind. What if this is the catalyst for Impact getting him? And I'm gonna throw this out there like this. People have said Impact can't afford Bray. They can't afford Windham. What if WWE partners with them, not just for the Forbidden Door stuff, but to foot the bill for his contract? So then it's a win-win for both companies.
There was a rumor floating around that they did offer him a contract and he declined it because of the money. I don't know if any of that is true. Take it with a huge grain of salt, but I could definitely, he's a very high caliber wrestler who deserves a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I feel like he deserves Cena money, but he deserves Trashberg money. He deserves Brock money because that's how awesome he is to me.
Right.
Obviously that's not super realistic, but yeah, I do think this is going to be a long-term partnership, it may allow them to offer him a more competitive salary.
Yeah. And I mean, I would say that if you really wanted to have an open door between both companies, WWE could absolutely have him under contract, but have him be that conduit between the two companies. He could be one of the major players that does stuff in both places. He doesn't, let's say if he's under contract in WWE, maybe he could appear not so often there.
Well, he's got that special character that doesn't need to be there every week. And I'd be okay with that. Obviously, the more he's on TV, the happier I am. But I can understand why a character like that shouldn't be on every week. And I think that was probably part of the reason why Funhouse Bray came into the picture, because that did allow him to be on TV every week. So he may continue with something like that. He may come up with something completely different, and we're all just going to be sitting there like, wow. Either way, we're still going to be sitting there like, wow. But yeah. I just, I was thinking while that intro for the show was going on, I miss hearing his voice. I miss seeing him on my TV screen. It doesn't even have to be wrestling. I miss seeing his face and hearing him talk, because he's one of those people that as soon as he opens his mouth, you're captivated. It doesn't matter what he's saying. You're just sitting there kind of hanging on every word because you're just blown away by his articulateness. I know that's probably not a real word, but yeah, he's just one of those people that every time he talks, he's incredibly intoxicating in a good way and captivating. So I miss hearing his voice. And
I gotta put him up on screen now since you're talking about him. Here we go.
I miss that face. I miss that face. I've been actually watching a lot of his old YouTube videos just because I miss his voice so much. You almost start to forget what it sounds like. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I've been going back and watching some of his old YouTube videos because I miss hearing his voice.
Yeah, we miss him for sure. I mean, it's been far too long. I mean, when you really think about it, I mean, it'll be different for people that see him at the meet and greet, but when we talk about on television, we'll be approaching a year at that point, since he hasn't been on television. And that's insane. I mean, it was it's one of those things where, a couple weeks after, the night after Mania is the last time we saw him on TV. So it's crazy. Let's see here. James Grant saying, "I miss my evil Fiend." Big Dan saying, I think NBC, Universal, and Fox may be behind the opening of the Forbidden Door. Think about the value of Impact footage of WWE guys for future documentaries. I also think it gives Impact a huge rub. I mean, I meant to get to James's comment earlier, but James said that WWE and Ring of Honor essentially did more for the Forbidden Door for Impact than AEW did, and we're just getting into this thing. Oh God, Speed Vault. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at something for GCW, a match that I'm interested in. So, thank you, James. Thank you. Yeah, Michael's saying WWE has been talking to AEW. They've been talking to them about getting people there for interviews and that kind of stuff. I think, good Lord, work doesn't stop.
I know how that feels.
Work doesn't stop.
You know what though? I'm so happy in this position. I didn't know it was possible to be this happy with your job, but I mean, the company that I work for they've been amazing the entire time. And I texted my boss this morning, and I was supposed to go to a prison today and follow a nurse around. And I woke up this morning and I felt like garbage. And I texted my boss and I said, hey, I know I'm supposed to be out there today, but I'm really not feeling well. I tested negative for COVID, so it's not that, but I feel awful. And she says, stay home, rest up. The next 3 days, I've got leadership training for the next 3 days. She says, that's more important than you following a nurse around right now. So just rest today. They've been amazing. And they're all, it's a strange feeling going into a company where you're so wanted. Like every time I meet somebody new, I have heard, we're so glad that you're here. And, you know, my boss's boss wants to go to the one prison that I'm afraid to go to. And, you know, she was like, I want to go somewhere with you. Where do you want to go? And I said, well, the only one I'm really, really nervous about is this one. She goes, then let's do it. We'll go. And then you won't be scared anymore.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to feel that valued. So yeah, anyway.
Deanna just said it. Being valued does wonders for a person. When you can go to a place, I mean, and think about it. We spend a lot of time at work. A lot of time.
Most of our life.
Most of our lives at work. I mean, if you're lucky, you're spending, 40 hours a week. For a lot of us, it ain't just that 40 hours. So you're spending a lot of time, and you want to feel appreciated and valued, and and supported when you're there.
I went into it feeling valued. Like I haven't really done, to me personally, I haven't really done anything of value yet because I'm still learning. I'm going to be learning probably for another couple of months because there's 22 prisons that I have to go and become familiar with. So I really don't feel like I've done anything of value yet, but still everywhere I go, everybody's like, we're so glad you're here. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so awesome. Blah, 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 and it's nice.
It's nice. So, for sure. I mean, having that support is just tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. I want to get your thoughts on Mickie James. And this is a good one. Hunter says, what if Mickie James and Charlotte Flair face off as number 1 and number 2 in the Rumble? Who would you like to see Mickie face off against?
Becky. 100%. She's not in the Rumble though, is she?
No, she wouldn't be.
No, she wouldn't because she's champion.
They
did release the people that were in the Rumble, didn't they?
some of the legends.
See Mickey James against Bianca Belair. I think that would be an interesting matchup. I think Bianca needs the spotlight a little bit.
Yeah. I would love to see her and Bayley.
That would
like I know it's too soon for Bayley to come back, but I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I would just love to see it.
Yeah. Everybody, I think when Bayley comes back, obviously she's hopefully she ruptured her Achilles heel, is that right? Or MCL tear.
Yeah.
MCL tear, one of the two. That's not an easy thing to recover from, so I hope she's doing okay. But I'm one of those weird people. Like, I'd really like to go see her have another feud with Sasha Banks. Even though apparently Sasha Banks injured her knee or foot or something, that she's going to be out for 6 weeks.
Yep, 6 to 8 weeks. What's up, Wes? Jeff.
Paige. That'd be a good one.
Paige would be a good one. That would be good. Corey is saying, what if Alexa brings him back? Think about it. She wanted to go deeper with the gimmick, and I know Bray did not like Lily back in the day, but what if he helped Miss Bliss bring Lily back?
This is going to sound weird, but I don't think she needs the help. If that makes sense. I think he did a very good job bringing her into the fold. And like I said, I don't know if that was something that he wanted or not, but he did. Even if he didn't want it, he did it. And I think he's laid the groundwork for her to kind of do what she wants with her character, which is, not something that most of them get the privilege to do. Not a lot of people get to create their own character and kind of drive that storyline. Bray, other than Roman, I think Wyndham's one of the only people that have really gotten a lot of creative control. Obviously, I think that Roman has full control, but he also does what they want him to do anyway. Their storylines kind of match up. He probably wants to do what they want him to do.
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing, because sometimes you got to do what people want you to do.
Exactly. Especially when they're cutting the checks.
Yeah. And, Roman is fantastic. He's earned his keep. I know they want to make Roman a face again. I really hope that they don't, because he's so good at being a heel. I think him and Seth are amazing heels. They're just so good at it. They just become these people that you love to hate, but you love them for it. Because you're just sitting there going, wow. Like, Roman as a heel, they should have done that 10 years ago, because
long time ago.
So good at it. Like, he's so good at it.
What do you think about him and Seth at the Rumble? Because they're facing each other at the Rumble.
It's unfortunate. No, it's not. I'm excited for it, as long as, I know Seth's a face now, but he was so good at being a heel. He's good as a face too, but he's got that like swagger of someone that's an asshole, and that's good. He can do that very well. Obviously, he's not an asshole, but he's got that kind of that cocky swagger, and that's why he's good at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good. That's so good. Roman is in his element right now. I mean, he's just in this.
I'm glad that he's healthy and safe. That's good.
Yeah.
Obviously, working in healthcare, I know that leukemia is not a fun experience at all.
No.
I've done procedures on people in leukemia crisis when I was working in the apheresis department. So I've seen people at the worst of leukemia, and it's not fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see here. I want to get to this question. This is a good one. From Shark Boy to the Royal Rumble. Might as well bring Curry, man, while you're at it. Erase Your Mind saying, I wonder why Mickie James would be accepting of WWE after having her possessions sent to her in a trash bag just a short while ago. I guess she might feel some security with Impact behind her. Honestly, and this is where I'm a little bit more forgiving of WWE, because I think they saw that and knew that that was a bad look, because I don't think that anyone with any power would have ever done that to Mickie James.
Right.
I don't think someone like a Vince McMahon or a Triple H would be like, yeah, send her crap in trash bags, because they know what she means to the business.
Mm-hmm.
I think what she did, however, is she expanded on her legacy so much as soon as she left, because she went to NWA and became like a consultant for them. She put on their all women's pay-per-view Empower, which was freaking phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, she goes to Impact and shocks the world by becoming the champion and remaining the champion for as long as she's remained the champion. So I think those three things gave her all the leverage in the world. And I think it became more of a bargaining chip of, I want to come back to WWE. I want to do this thing one more time. But in order to get me, you need to help where I am, because they deserve to be as much of the conversation as anyone else. So let's make this thing happen. Let's let Impact and WWE do some work together. And I think that's what that's why she ended up coming back. That's a long-winded answer to that's why I think she's coming back.
I think it's possible that she also may be, in her own way, sticking it to WWE. Like, I'm coming to your show as the champion of somebody else, for somebody else. Like, look at what you're missing out on, in a way. You know what I mean? Like,
somebody else believed in me,
but you didn't.
But you didn't, and I still have it. They know I still have it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. And I love it. I love every minute of it. I hope that's the reason why.
Yeah. Hunter said, what if it's the old Bliss, not the Fiend Bliss, that comes back? Oh. I'd be okay with that, honestly, because I loved Goddess Bliss. I thought she was amazing.
Amazing, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Jodie Roman, and this is from Big Dan. Jodie, yes, and it is a payday for Mickie. And you know what? Good for Mickie. Good for Mickie. Big Dan saying Jodie Roman is getting over for the same reason The Rock did. They're letting him develop a personality and the potential of a Rue and baby 2 belts. Picture with mom and dad's titles would be adorable.
It would be. It would be.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
And you know they do it too.
Oh, for sure.
Be awesome.
For sure.
I still remember when Windham posted that picture of Nash with the belt. And he said, what did he say? He said something like, Nash thinks the blue belt is cool, so shut the hell up about it.
Oh, goodness.
I adore that man. I know he tunes in sometimes. So Windham, We miss you like freaking crazy.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Post a video or something because
Something.
woo, major
Tweet a-
withdrawals right now, dude. Major.
Tweet a word. Just tweet a word. What if he just
I just March is too long away. And
It is.
although I know you're going to be as wonderful as I'm expecting you to be, we need something before that.
Just a little mere morsel. Just something. Just a little something.
Because I think we're at the point, like, it's been a while since he's tweeted anything. And we're at the point that we're like, we miss you so much that it hurts on the inside.
Mhm.
Like, it hurts our soul.
Joe has joined us. What's up, Joe? Mark from Facebook. Jesse, my good friend, my sister Jessie is in the chat. What's up? Mark says, hey, Jodie, Jeff, with Mickie James going to the Rumble as Impact Champion, who would you like her to face in the Rumble? For me, I would like to see her face Miss Bliss or Charlotte Flair. Jodie already answered, but I'll let her give it again.
I wouldn't mind seeing her against Bianca Belair. I think that would be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
The legend versus the future legend.
Yeah.
I like those, like legend versus newbie kind of things. And can we talk about Edge and Beth? Whoa. That was amazing.
Yes, it was.
Like, amazing.
Yes.
I'm so excited for that feud going forward.
Me too.
Obviously we're going to get a mixed tag team something or other, but I'm so excited. As soon as Beth came out, both me and Chris were like, yeah! Because Edge is Edge. He's a legend. He's amazing. He's phenomenal. Mm-hmm. But now he's got Beth, and I'm psyched.
Yeah, it's good to see her back. It's good to see her back. Chris Feldman saying the Miz should be in the Hall of Fame and Edge should induct him.
Ooh. Yes, I agree. Miz should be in the Hall of Fame because I think Miz is excellent as well. But Edge inducting him, I don't think that's going to happen.
I wonder who you let us know in the chat. Let's say whenever Miz goes in, because I agree he should. Who would you have induct the Miz, and not his wife? A former opponent. Big Dan thinks that he's showing up at the Rumble, and by he's referring to Windham. People are saying John Morrison.
Yeah.
Sean Rousset saying Daniel Bryan. John Cena from a couple people, James Grant and Justin Cruz.
Angry Miz girl. Yes.
Angry Miz girl.
Yes. That would be amazing.
That would be funny.
I think Morrison is the most logical.
Yeah, I like the Morrison nod. I like the Cena nod. I think that's good because they've had some good stuff in the past. Big Boy saying maybe R-Truth. You know what? That's another one.
I miss him too.
I miss R-Truth, and he's another one that should be in the Hall of Fame. Like he should be in the Hall of Fame, and you know who should induct him? Same question for R-Truth, but I think Woods should induct him because they've been in the same places. They were both in Impact, TNA/Impact. So I think they should be. I think that should be done, in my opinion. But I'll open it up to anyone anyone else. Wes Aaron saying Little Jimmy. Yeah, Little Jimmy for real. Like, hey, Little Jimmy.
I like Sasha Banks nod. I like that.
Yeah,
That would be a good idea.
that would be good.
Although Snoop Dogg is the one that needs to induct Sasha Banks.
Yes,
100%.
100%. I agree. Mr. Sports, thank you for joining us. Who do you see coming from AEW to the Royal Rumble? Well, let's say that door is completely non-existent. That it's just anybody can come through that door. If someone from AEW were to show up at the Rumble, who would you want it to be? I asked that of Jody. I asked that of the chat. Who would you want it to be if someone from AEW came through that forbidden door and showed up at the Rumble?
Moxley.
Okay. I see where you're going with that too. I love that.
100%.
I love that Moxley. Oh yeah.
Can you imagine the look on Roman and Seth's face if Moxley showed up? They'd be like,
I'd love it.
It'd be amazing.
I'd love it. I'd love it. Oh my God. I'd like to see Jericho.
Ooh, yeah.
I would like to see Jericho. I think that would be really, really cool. I don't.
Darby Allin.
Yeah, Darby would be a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a snowball.
Oh, I've said this about a lot of wrestlers tonight, but Darby Allin is on another level. He's
phenomenal. He's phenomenal. As much as the TLD says MJF or CM Punk, as much as I love that idea, I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that CM Punk would step foot in WWE ever again. I just don't, for whatever. I just think there's too much animosity there. I'd love to see it though. Mm-hmm. The pop that he would get, and let's say he enters at number 30. Mm-hmm. The pop that he would get, oh my God. Mm-hmm. Erase your mind saying send Hook. Oh God. I don't think Hook's gonna make his way to the WWE either. No. I don't think his dad was too happy.
I wouldn't mind Daniel Bryan stopping back.
Yeah.
Adam Cole. Obviously, people that are former WWE people that don't have all that animosity built up in them.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. I mean, maybe even Mark Henry could come in as a legend and come back over just for that. People are like, well, that's not fun and exciting. Mm-hmm. I think it is. I think it's exciting.
I just like to see Moxley come back over.
Yeah. Andrade. Okay. The Big Show. X-Files.
Yeah.
He's not doing very much right now.
No. Danhausen.
Love
that would be awesome.
Love that Danhausen. I would love to see Danhausen.
Just put Vincent in there. That's all you need.
There you go, Vincent.
Just put Vincent in the Rumble. That's fine.
So here's a question for the Impact. Let's say someone from Impact comes over. Who would you put in there if it's Impact?
I know he's not technically Impact, but yeah, I put Vincent in there 100%.
Erase your mind saying Tony Khan declared number 30 in the Rumble.
If that happened, he would get decimated. Like, whoa.
Someone would
not be a pretty picture.
Someone would try to throw him like to the fourth row or something.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see what people are saying. Derek saying Moose. I'd love to see Moose in the Rumble. He challenged Roman yesterday on Twitter.
I saw.
He was like, I see all this forbidden door stuff, but he says he's the tribal chief and head of the table. Well, I call myself the wrestling god. So yeah.
Erase your mind saying all I want is Windham. I hear you, buddy. I hear you, buddy.
Same. Well, someone said this. What if they have a feeling that he's going to show up at the Rumble? Could he be one of those mystery people that just happens to show up again at the Rumble? I'm looking at the smile on your face.
I if that happens, I'm going to preemptively apologize to everybody's eardrums.
It would be tremendous.
That would be quite a memorable watch along for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie Edwards would be a nice. So Joe and I were texting about this earlier, and okay, so a couple things. If you're looking at it from a former WWE, the two people I really love to see in the Rumble, Chris Bay, Rich Swann. One, because they'd be crazy athletic, but then they could give you one of those crazy spots where you think they're eliminated, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like doing a handstand or, like doing some kind of crazy spot where they have to jump back onto the ring or something like that. I would love to see it. I would love to see that. It would just be tremendous. Yeah, Heath Slater would be another. He's got kids, man. Joe saying Cardona or Brian Myers.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see Cardona show back up, and even though he's not Zack Ryder anymore, you still have the crowd going woo woo woo. I mean, that they would still do it. But I would love it if Windham is like one of the mystery entrants that they have coming.
The last one.
30.
Number 30.
30.
Whoa.
The lights just go out.
Oh, don't tease me.
The lights go out. Then Red comes up.
And he comes up out of the ring or something.
And then you have smoke that bellows from the entrance all the way down to the ring. And he just pops up right outside of the ring.
Yeah. My heart just skips a beat. I may just pass out if that happens.
Yeah.
Oh, Braun Strowman. I like that.
He's going to be at a show on the 22nd that's at the same arena that Impact is doing Rebellion at. I'm going to that. They're doing their pay-per-view in Poughkeepsie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to that pay-per-view. I have to go see Impact Rebellion. I have to. To.
Sean's saying all the smoke, and we just hear the laugh.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Like I said, I would just fall over dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he goes by Titan, Adam Scher, whatever you want to call him these days, but he's going to be at a show here soon, and I can't wait. I would love it if he came back. If he showed up in WWE as Titan, that would be tremendous.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I still have issues calling Bray Windham and Windham Bray. So
yeah,
I still call him Bray sometimes because it's just
it's ingrained.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what you.
I don't know that in March that I'll be able to call him Windham at all. I still might have to call him Bray. I don't know. I'll see how I feel about it, but he's always Bray to me. By the way, screw Twitter because they took his blue check mark away.
Yeah.
Sucks. How can you say that man's not an influencer? He has 1.5 million followers. And you take his blue check mark away. Screw Twitter.
Yeah.
I actually sent him a message about it, and I said, screw Twitter. You'll always be verified to me. Something like that.
Always verified.
I don't remember what it was exactly. It was something to that effect.
Well, dang it. Twitter, you stink. James Grant.
Twitter is kind of a cesspool. So
yeah. Oh gosh. James Grant saying, person wins the Rumble. Lights go out. Fiend gives him a kiss and hits Sister Abigail. Lights go out and he's gone and the show ends.
That would be my reaction.
I would Joe says Twitter is the armpit of the socials.
No, Twitter's the asshole of the socials.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or is it the well, never mind. That I don't want to go there. There. Oh, okay. We'll go with armpit and butthole. That's what we'll say. We'll leave it at that because there's a place that I want to go, but
I have so many like muted words on Twitter so that I don't see all the bullshit. It's been really helpful, actually. It doesn't feel as much like a cesspool because I have like 100 words muted.
yeah. Like some days I mute wrestling.
No, I don't mute wrestling. Most of mine is politics related because I just don't want to see any of it. One side or the other, I don't want to see any of it. So, and I'm tired of hearing about COVID, so I muted all of that crap too.
Mm-hmm.
So that made it a lot better.
I muted Wednesday night. I muted Wednesday night in War at one point because I got tired of hearing about it. I was like, screw that noise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, James Chadwick. Someone wins the Rumble. Lights go out. Comes back on. There's a rocking chair with a sheep's mask on it.
Yes, please. I will send Windham my hospital bill if that happens.
Erase your mind, read my mind, and there you go. I was gonna say that, but Scott Steiner dislikes AEW. What's up? What's up? Oh my gosh.
I'm breathing, James. I'm breathing. I promise.
Oh, that appearance is with Eric Rowan. That's right. Yep, Eric Redbeard. They're going to be on the same team at that event. Yeah. Dalton Riley saying Twitter is the pimple on the butt of social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. Chris Feldman saying Miss Bliss wins the Rumble. Calling it. Yeah. Someone, yeah. Here, so Alicia's getting into it. Countdown to number 30. Then all of a sudden, lights go out. Come back on. Then he's in the ring, throwing people over the top rope to become the winner. Would you want to see him in the Rumble, or would you want to see him show up after? Like they're going through all the fanfare, the person wins it. It would really be fitting if, for whatever reason, Randy won it.
Oh.
And so Randy's like celebrating, and he's all of that stuff, and then bam, lights go out.
I like it. Although this is gonna sound really strange. My knee-jerk reaction is Elias winning it. I don't know why. It's just that gut thing.
So you think they bring him back in a major way?
Uh-huh. I could be wrong. And, I'm sick, so don't take anything I say at face value. But that's just my gut.
Wow.
And I got one better for Twitter. It's the pus that infects the mucus, that cruds up the fungus, that feeds on the pond scum. Yes, that is a movie quote. I will give a shout out to the first person on Twitter that can tell me what movie that was.
What movie? Let her know. I'll say it's the trolls in the Twitterverse.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia P, I think, liked my booking there. Ryria, maybe Veer finally makes it to WWE and wins the Rumble as the 30th entrant. If Veer doesn't show up at the Rumble, some people are gonna have some choice words. Wiley, no, we don't do the supper thing on Abby's. We have so much to get into. We don't have a chance to. But hey, you had chicken tacos.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I haven't eaten dinner yet.
Neither have I. And on that note, it's 6:59. So any final words before we go?
Wyndham, we really miss you. Give us something. Feed us baby birds, please.
Please.
Because we really miss you. A video, a word, something. Because we need it.
We need something.
Sick Jodie makes better decisions than top of their game WWE.
Well, I'm not gonna go there.
Nobody guessed the movie, so I'll tell you what it was. Best friend's wedding. My best friend's wedding.
There you go. I'm surprised nobody shouted it out. All right, folks, we will leave it at that for this week, and we thank you for joining us. I will put our schedule up here to tell you what we have for the rest of the week. So after tonight, and I'm telling you now, if you haven't gotten into Impact, this Thursday is the perfect time to come join our watch along and do so. Starts at 7:45, not 7:30, 7:45 this Thursday. But if you have not gotten into Impact, come join us this week. You can watch it on YouTube. It's 99 cents a month, and you can watch their shows. If you do $4.99 a month, you get their network exclusives plus their weekly shows. And then after our show goes off, the watch along, we do a show called After the Impact, and we talk about everything that we just saw. And then Saturday, we are doing Zicky Dice's event, and we'll get more details out to you shortly on that. I'm still thinking about Terminus on Sunday, so I'll let everyone know about that one. But that's what we have for the rest of the week. No weekly wrap-up show this week, I don't think, but we'll get to you on all that. Yeah, that's it for us tonight. We love you. We thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you next time. Take care, everybody.